right, team. So I want to take a few minutes and talk about the fifth principle of leadership. And that's tied directly in with the fifth principle of patrolling, which, if you didn't know, is common sense. How many times have you complained about the sensibility of decisions that are being directed and the orders that are being tasked to you or your team? If you're like me, it's probably quite a bit. And I think if we peel back the onion, we're going to find that one of the root causes is things just don't pass the common sense test. Does that make sense? And so I can't do anything about what seniors are doing. I mean, I can go in and advise. I can go in and talk to you. I can go and share concerns, and you should as well. And use the proper format and the forum to do that. Behind closed doors, maybe, in an office space. Say, hey, Top, hey, sir, hey, ma'am, can I talk to you about something? I have a concern about the way we've been doing things. And I think that I may have a better approach, right? Always have a solution. But if they hear it and they disregard or they disagree or whatever the case is, I can't force them to do things my way. So the first thing I need to do is realize that there's more than one way. And my way may not be the best way, right? I need to put that nihilism away, right? I need to put that egocentric view away. And I need to be a part of the team. But when it comes to me and what I can do, I can try to do everything that I can to make sure that the words that I say, that the actions that I take, that the direction that I'm going and how I'm trying to get our team to meet that end state makes dadgum sense. And if it makes sense, your team is going to have some buy-in. So doing things effectively, doing things efficiently, not wasting time, but not just cupcaking and lollipopping either. Like we need to step back, as it were, and look at ourselves and say, is what I'm doing the right thing? Is it the right approach? Now, how can I try to get a better grasp of what the best or right approach is? I can do a couple things. One, I can get smart. All right, I can master my craft. I can open up the book. I can read what they say is supposed to be done in this particular instance. I can look at past experiences. Hopefully, I know I know I'm smoking crack here, but maybe there's some recorded AAR comments that I can go back and read. Maybe it's things from AAR comments that I've heard from some informal ones. I can sit down and talk to my team. Say, hey, we have this thing to do. What's going to make the most sense? And when you issue your order, when you issue that directive, just needs to make sure it makes sense, right? Don't move things 10 times because that doesn't make freaking sense. Move it one time. That makes sense. So playing the long game, I need to understand what the end state is in this. Maybe the end state is in 6 months from now. So what can I do now to help make sure that I'm not doing things 50 times to get there? Maybe, and odds are, it's not that far down the road. Odds are it's a little bit shorter. You got to go to the motor pool to do some layouts or inventories, right? How can I make sure that my containers are loaded so that it makes sense the next time I need to get in there? Don't just throw your crap in there. It doesn't make any sense. And so that may mean that you take a little bit of extra time to do things right the first time. During my break in service, I was in a manufacturing company, and one of the things, I was in a quality control and plant manager for a while before I was running my own business. And some of the products that we were getting in this manufacturing company was coming from overseas, right? And so as we were bringing them in, we'd do some QA, QC checks. And I noticed that there was no tolerance in what they were giving us, right? So we had some brackets, and you had these holes for some bolts to go through, right? And the bolts were 1020 bolts. And the hole diameter was just large enough for that bolt to get through. So if something went wrong in the casting, then there was no tolerance to be able to do anything, and so we had to manually go in and drill these things. Now, I billed the company for that labor, but it just didn't make sense because I was wasting time. So I said, hey, what can we do that may make a little bit more sense so that we're not wasting time, energy, and resources? Because not only do you have the manpower, you have the tools and equipment and the maintenance in order to be able to do all of these things, as well as just all the overhead cost. So I put in some change orders, and I had these things enlarged a little bit so that if there was a change or a shift on their end or something on our end, then it would work. So analyze what you're doing and say, is there a better way that would just make more sense? Just a short conversation piece. Just something I think about quite a bit sometimes. I'm sure you do too, because again, I think this is something that we all struggle with, right? The sensibility of things that are coming down our way. So let me know what you think down in the comments below about the common sense in the military, which I know is not that common. And we'll keep this conversation rolling. Man, I appreciate all you guys. You all pump me up. And we'll keep this conversation rolling. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.